Hi, Sagittarius. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. Today we have a cool reading, Sagittarius, and I hope you're well, right? Before we begin, if you would like a psychic reading, you may get one. They're very cool, and you can get your perspective on somebody that you're confused about. These are actual psychic readings, and they are accurate. I'm a Silva grad. You can see my Silva my little certificate over there, and it's a little certificate for big advantages. Yeah, also I'm doing tarot readings. If you want to get one, may get one on the calendar. Click on the calendar link below. I would always recommend getting both because they're a lot of fun, and there's different insight from the psychic than there is from the cards. Yeah, it's really a complete when you get both. Yeah, the only next step would be is to get your chart analyzed, but that's kind of a different thing, right? So let's start here. Yeah, and you can get a free 5-minute psychic reading with Mystic Sense. That link is also below. uh, mm-hmm. And let's get it. Mine are not 5 minutes though. No, they're not. They're very in depth, right? Of course. And let's start, Sagittarius. We have the Ace of Diamonds. And so, here is, the giant diamond because, right? But, these are wedding rings. Yeah. And so I'm going to go over there and play the organ because somebody might get married. And yeah, they might, right? Yeah, if that's what you want, right? And so we also have a death because we have the the headstone here, or the gravestone, right? Whatever you like to call it. And here is the turkey vulture. The turkey vulture is transcending. This is overcoming obstacles. It looks like for me that somebody wants to marry you and they need an ending in their life overcome this to overcome this obstacle. I feel like somebody was with somebody in this reading, and I say that because of the other cards. So, that's not what's really that important here, because this could be somebody you don't know who really wants to be with you, and maybe you don't know them, maybe they know you from afar, but I mean, it could be another type of a little bit different where they know that their situation's not working out, and they're thinking that you're top choice, right, Sagittarius? Yeah. And so we have the Magician, and we also have this card. It's called Perspective and Point of View. This Magician is he has misled himself in trying to create his life, but he did it because of a lack of self-awareness, right? So really interesting, because that is exactly what the Magician is supposed to have in order to manifest all the beautiful things, right? Yeah. And so here is the point of view, or the point of perspective. This talks about, like nothing's really wrong or right. It's based on, I mean, maybe murder might be, right? We know that. But we're talking about psychology, right? If it's based on your perspective, right? Yeah, just like if you change your perspective about something, you're going, well, that maybe that bothered me or whatever, but then you see the benefits of it, right? So you see it half full instead of half empty, right? And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here, but I feel like somebody changed their whole perspective here. They changed the way they felt about themselves. I feel like they were kind of confused, and now they want to step into their power, and they see you and them as differently than before. Yeah. And there's also a powerful realization here, like a tower, right? Like, bam, wake up. And now you know that I feel like this person has missed you. Now, remember, Sagittarius, these readings could be mixed, right? They could, right? Just like power and light are mixed, right? So we have the angel of love. Here she is, holding the heart, and this is somebody who's very, very happy because they feel like they're either holding love in their hands or they will, right? And so the source is here. See, somebody had a powerful realization, but it wasn't like one. It wasn't like, whoa, I like the shoes that Sagittarius wears, right? That's if you can find any leather these days, right? Because it's all plastico. Yes, it is, right? But getting back to this, right? So I went to go sing the other day, and the lady goes, "Oh, as soon as I showed up, I like your shoes." I go, "These are it was the only leather pair in the whole store," right? I almost cried, kind of, but yeah. So the source here, somebody's gone through an awakening, and they're standing in their divine power, right? They are, and that's what this person is doing. So let's get into the reading here. And yeah, let's use the spellcaster's deck today, as if it's completely handy. Yeah, because we have, yeah, let's see what we have here for the spellcaster's deck. And I don't see it so handy, so maybe we'll use another deck today. Yeah, let's just use another deck. Here it is, because I like this deck. It's kind of cool, right? It's a little different. Yeah. So let's see what we have. And yeah, let's go ahead and get a few shuffles in, Sagittarius. Yeah. Now the camera's a little crooked. OMG here, right? Yeah, let me tighten this a little bit, you guys. Yeah. Turn this away just a tiny bit. Okay, I beg your pardon, all right? You have to see my big face, basically in yours, right? See what we got for Sagittarius, please. You know, somebody's overjoyed here. If you guys ever know that, heard that song by Stevie Wonder, right? And he talks about, it's really a cool song, but he talks about, you know, I have painfully turned every stone. I think, and then I think that's kind of what he's alluding to, right? That I figured out that I really love you. But the name of the song is Overjoyed, and somebody here is overjoyed. Yeah, they are. Let's see what we have. And they might have went through an ending too, but there's still this overjoy, like it's beautiful, right? Yeah, and let's see what we have. And we start with the Knight of Pentacles. And here comes this chick here, is that a chick? I feel like it is. It's kind of a dark card. It's a woman. And she's the knight, and you know, more power to her. She's got a giant pentacle here, right? So maybe somebody's coming with, you know, lots of dough, maybe. But you know, her she's on a squirrel, yeah, and right? Somebody's really earthy here. They're on their squirrel, but this is could be an earth sign in your life, but she's coming. She is she's standing there like, you know, like the regular knight, like kind of, you know, going slow, but that doesn't have to mean anybody's going slow, because I don't see, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that. Nobody's going slow here with this gravestone over here and the wedding rings. No, this is nothing slow. No, it's not. And we have the Four of Pentacles here. Here's the Four. Here's the man, you know, and he is trying to hold on to his wealth. That's what he's trying to do. And I feel like in this reading, you are somebody's wealth, Sagittarius, right? Yeah, you said, I'm your wealth. Give me some gold. No fiat currency. Let's see what else we have. The King of Pentacles is here now. And yeah, he is. And he's super muscular over here, and he's got tons of money here. Maybe somebody has tons of dough. And the Emperor showing up. So there's a lot of power in this reading when we see the Knight, the King, and the Emperor. That's what I mean. There's nothing slow going on here, and there's nothing wimpy or skimpy or wishy or washy. No, there's not. No, it's all about holding on to what I feel like is either mine or what I deserve, what I really want. And there is a realization in this reading that somebody is taking their power. So, you know, once you like take your power, then now you feel like you deserve, right? It is when we don't reach for our power, is sometimes we feel like unworthy, right? No, we don't want any of that. No, we don't. And so for anybody, right? No, because people can be held back on their life by, you know, a lot of things. They can, especially emotions, right, that they have trapped inside them and things like that. Yeah. So in the heart of the matter is somebody's coming to hold on to you, I believe, because she is determined here. This woman here, right? She's like, move out of my way. I have my giant squirrel, right? Right, a squirrel is typically seen as a very docile, just kind of a, you know, quiet animal, right? Hey, but hers is, you know, hers is determined, right? Hers has little ears at her wings here, so yeah, so it's fine because she's getting ready to fly here, and you can tell the squirrel looks determined. So, you know, the Chariot's here. This is more, I'm taking my power, right? here's a chariot and bringing the lotus flower. And, you know, the lotus flower can be about wealth, protection. It is definitely about everything beautiful. It is. And so, you know, this is showing up in what's either helping you or what you want or expect. So, you know, because I like to look at the reading from two perspectives. Yeah, I do. Mercury and Scorpio will make you do that. It will. Sometimes you want to know too much. Yeah, you do. Mercury, of course, is the planet of intellect, right? And thoughts and things like that, communication. And so, you know, when it's in Scorpio, Scorpio wants to know what's underneath, what's hidden, what's not seen, right? And so, yeah, and so, you know, we might dig too long, actually. But here's the King of Cups, and this is coming into play, and he's very happy and nice, and they're showing him as King Neptune, because you can tell by his pitchfork over here, although he's not really going to farm, he's, you know, he's using that out at sea, and, you know, his feet are in the water. And, you know, I feel like somebody here is kind of happy to offer you a cup, because that's exactly a cup of love here. That's exactly what he's doing right there. The Nine of Cups sits in the past, and he's the genie. So here he is, and, you know, it's kind of like if you've ever seen I Dream of Jeannie, really old, but, you know, kind of a fun show. And, you know, Jeannie shows up for him to help him. Right? Sometimes I think she shows up and says, "You big dummy, stop doing that," right? What do you need me here for if you're going to mess up your own life, right? I feel like she does. And so the Nine of Cups, we know it as the wish, and you are this person's wish, Sagittarius, or vice versa, right? The readings can be vice versa. So, you know, this person, you know, when they ask for their wish to come true in their life, we all do. Even if some of us have think maybe we have tucked that away. That's, you know, I hope not, right? But, you know, this Nine of Cups, somebody said, you know, in their life, bring me my wish. And when you appeared, it was clear to them that you are their wish. And that's what I feel like. I feel like this person has recognized that in some type of latent way. Yeah, right? Some of us are, you know, kind of bloom later than others. And that's how that is, right? Yeah, it is. Like, yeah, that's why you see some people doing really well later on in their life. And early in their life, it's like, it's all crinkled up and downward and downtrodden and all that kind of stuff, right? But, hey, adversity, you know, sure gives us the opportunity for growth as well, right? Yeah. So we have the Knight of Wands, you guys. The Knight of Wands is showing up here. And I feel like that's you. And he's coming more like on a hawk. And yeah, he has his, this knight is definitely coming for action. Maybe battle, could be. But they're not trying to fight with you, Sagittarius. They're too busy trying to, like, you know, have a roll in the hay with you. Yeah, if you guys know what that is, right? Or, you know, or, you know, sneak in your window, like when your dad's home and, you know, your person doesn't want anybody to know, right? Quietly sneak in, okay? So here we have the Knight of Wands, and this is in your advice. This person's coming with determination. They're coming with their mojo. Yeah, they are. And they're coming to, like, get you or pick you up or, you know, rescue you as, you know, maybe they're maiden, right? And, you know, if you're a woman, you know, I'll let you rescue them, Sagittarius, because we're equal opportunity over here. We are, right? Yeah, we always are. Yeah, in a genuine way, too. Yeah, they were genuine about it, right? But the King of Pentacles sits here in the near future, and the King of Cups is down here. We're going to get a couple cards here just to kind of, you know, just kind of jazz things here. Let's see what we got for the King of Cups for Sagittarius. The Strength card is reversed. Or did I flip the cards? No, I didn't. The Strength card is reversed here. So, you know, there could be, you know, there could be a couple people here, because we see a wedding, and then we see how these cards first came out really was like this. And the order is really important sometimes, right? Yeah, if you screw up on a test, right, just because you miss one bubble, right? I used to do that all the time. I go, I aced that test. Well, you know, I missed one problem, so, you know, so now you missed them all, right? Because you're on the wrong problem. And, you know, it's like this. So this was number one. the wedding rings. Here's the ending with the gravestone, and here is overcoming obstacles. Yeah, with the turkey vulture. So something had to be ended here. I mean, it could have been, this could be a truce with you guys. It's possible that could be happening too. This could definitely be a truce. Like, hey, you know, and it could be both. It could be you're making up with this person for some, and they're like walking away from somebody else maybe to do that. This could also be that somebody you know nothing about here could be ending something in their own life. And, you know, this may come out of nowhere, right? They could be calling you from Venezuela, right? And, you know, and they might have to rescue you, though, Sagittarius. And that's another kind of discussion that has nothing to do with tarot, right? But, you know, here, let's get back to this, right? But we have the King of Pentacles here. This Strength card reversed is somebody, it could be a third party, possibly. That was my point. Because it could be here. And we might have three people here. We have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups, right? And we could have an air sign here too, because, you know, this is a general reading. So there could be anybody going on. But my point was it's possible there's a third party here. And that's ending, right? Yeah. And so let's see what the King of Pentacles has to say here. Or, you know, and he's this kind of, you know, big African kind of warrior here, and you know he's not fooling around here. No, he's not. And no, he's, you know, don't mess with him, right? I feel like what this means here, Sagittarius, is that this person's coming very determined. I'm pretty sure we start the overall energy with this the Knight of Pentacles, and you know, here's this very determined woman, right? Yeah, she even brought her you know, her she even brought her squirrel, right? So, you know, it's always about determination, right? It's this deck, right? But, you know, over here, the King of Pentacles also has a squirrel. You know, it's supposed to be really earthy, right? But, you know, the earth signs right here, the Pentacles. But, you know, but this is about determination, because we see it with the King here. The look on his face is, don't come and mess with me. Don't try to take my money. Or, you know, whatever he's thinking here, it's like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to do this. And, or I'm going to hold on to Sagittarius too. Could be because this Four of Pentacles, this is somebody else who is determined. Look at him holding on to the money here. Yeah, he's like, if you come here, you're taking your chances, right? Here's also the Knight, very determined. But with the Strength card reversed, somebody could be afraid that their relationship is going to end over here. It's possible, right? Yeah, with that little headstone here. Yeah, and let's get a card on the King of Pentacles, right? Let's see what we have. And we have the Page. And here's the Page. Now we have all the Pentacles, right? Like all the sisters and brothers, right? We have the toddler. We have the teenager. And, oh, we don't have the Queen, though. What's up with that, right? Yeah. This is... It's discrimination, Sagittarius. Just kidding. No, it's not. We're playing here, right? And so, but this is in the near future. This person's presenting this to you. The Page, you know, the Page of Pentacles can be presenting something very valuable, because the earth, you know, element is about something stable and valuable, right? It talks about the earth, the resources, something valuable here. And I feel like here they come very soon here. Yeah. And regardless of the sign they are, they realize you were, you know, they realize a genie brought you to them, Sagittarius, in the past, right? You know, they went like this. They went, what? Am I really seeing a genie? Yeah. And the genie said, wake up. Sagittarius is your person, you big doe, right? That's what they said here. They could have said that, right? They could have. The genie could have said that, right? Yeah, for sure here. So let's see what else we have. With the Knight of Wands showing up, but you know, this is what you want, and here's the Chariot coming. This is also determination, right? That the Chariot's very determined to deliver this lotus flower. Yeah. So let's get a card on the Knight of Wands here. And this is in your advice. This is advising you by way of the divine, which is right here. The source, right after the angel of love. So she realizes here that this is love, right? She should. She's the angel of love. She's not the angel of tuna fish or, right? Or the angel of, you know, I don't know, low neck sweaters, stuff like that, right? So There, so she ought to know, right? And the source is next to it. And then this perspective here, somebody's gained the proper perspective, right, with the mask, right? So, it's not a mask of deception. It's a mask of I finally see. Yeah. I finally see, like, through the right eyes, right? We could change our perspective anytime if we change the way we think about something, right? You could have, maybe you didn't like your neighbor, right? For whatever reason, making too much noise or whatever, right? Hopefully they're still not doing that, right? But my point about it is that, you might not have liked them. And then, you're outside talking to your other neighbor and your neighbor goes, oh, this is so-and-so about your neighbor. And your neighbor goes, it's so nice to meet you. And they're so nice to you. You're like, God, come on, Denise, change your perspective about your neighbor, right? So this can happen. It happens with growth. It happens with experiences, right? And we see growth here with the source energy card. We see it right here. It's shown as a breakthrough, basically, right? Yeah, it is. So we need a card on the Knight of Wands, right? Do we need a card on the Knight of Wands? I feel like we do. That's what I think. That's where I was. I believe the Magician. So here he is. He looks like Ben Kingsley, right? You guys know Ben, but he's better looking than Ben Kingsley. Don't tell him I said so, Sagittarius, right? You guys know who Ben Kingsley is? He always plays he does play like a magician on some movie, right? A couple, I think, right? He has that look kind of. But here is the Magician, and he's very happy here because he's manifesting what he needs in his life. And he's standing in his divine source energy, right? I mean, the Magician is very much like the sorcerer, right? Which is, using your source energy, right? Yeah, and so right here, Sagittarius, here he is, how happy he is. Here's a snake coming out of his, coming out of his new skin. So there's a new beginning right here, and this is showing up in your advice. So here they are coming to bring you a new beginning. They are, right? Yeah. Yeah, they said, Sagittarius, put on your low neck sweater, right? Is that even a term anymore? No, it was just a term when people, they were a little bit more, what is it? They had more clothes on, right? They wore more clothes, right? Yeah, now it's like, who cares, right? You're like, oh my goodness, right? Yeah. Yeah, I went swimming with somebody. I'm not going to say who it is. And so this person had a this woman had a thong on at the, I had my bikini on, and so she was wearing a thong. She's a beautiful woman, right? But we get over there and she goes, see, they're over there. They're totally checking me out. They're dogging me. I go, well, you're showing your butt. Right? That's dumb, right? That's like, yeah. And she's just like, yeah, because she's a little bit too high and mighty about these kind of, she has a wrong perspective a little bit, and we'll just leave it there, right? So the Four of Wands is in your environment, Sagittarius, right? And here are these two women, and I don't know if they're getting married or not, but they're doing some type of ritual that makes them very happy. They got this red kind of ribbon around their hands, and they have said something, I love you forever, or, we're never going to date anybody else, or, I mean, there's no rings there, but who knows? Maybe they're having some type of alternative wedding, and that's up to them. But this is in your environment, right? And in your environment here is a celebration, or this is how you have affected them. And you have affected them that way because that's what they want with you. Your hopes and fears is the Emperor. So it could be, you really could be hoping for this to happen, right? Because the Emperor steps into his power. Everybody in this reading has power. The only thing that is not showing power is possibly, there's a King of Cups here with the Strength card reversed. Now, excuse me, that is showing up in what's coming into play. It could just be that somebody come with a little bit of fear here, right? That's it. This person's coming determined but with a little bit of fear, right? I'd be afraid, right, Sagittarius? A little bit if there was maybe a third party here or something went on here. There's a whole forward or kind of a preface in this reading. There is. That's not showing up here, right? And we have the Two of Pentacles shows up in the outcome. Maybe you're wondering if this is going to happen. Here's the dog bringing something, and maybe he's wondering, is the dog bringing my mail? Yeah, or my lunch or something like that. But, in this reading, there's always the ships out in the water here, at bay here, or it might not be a bay, but at sea, and they are to be received, right? Yeah. And let's look at your person's first 2 cards. I have 2 cards here for them, Sagittarius. I do. And they start with calling in your soulmate. And that's exactly what they're doing here. And I've been saying that they are so determined, following or, not following, but crossing them here or influencing them, right? It depends what cards here sometimes to kind of be a crossing, it could be a challenging, but they have independence. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for your inner child, the more freestanding you become. Yeah, of course, when we take care of ourselves, it's easier to be independent, right? Of course, because you learn to stand in your power and rely on yourself. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. I feel like this person is newly independent, right? Yeah, and this could be the reason why, the headstone. It definitely could be. And we're going to end this and go check out their, we're going to go do their extended, it looks really good for you, Sagittarius. We're going to end this here. We're also going to you're going to finish this. It'll be a 10-card oracle. We have a 10-card tarot because we like to look at perspective of both. We do. We like to do that. Yeah, remember, it's Mercury and Scorpio, right? We have to see everything that is like, we have to, turn over every stone. We do. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here. If you want to get a reading, just click on the calendar link, below. Thanks so much, you guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.